Welcome to Vocal Focus. I'm Ronnie Sarrett Letterman, and today we're going to discuss how to sing. And it's very simple if we understand the breath and its relationship to an open throat. So the first thing we need to know is that the voice is connected to the body completely and connected to our respiratory system. And our exhale muscles are these guys right here. They're called our abdominals, right? So if you blow your air out and you put your hands on your belly like this and you go, your abs will come in. They just go right in. They're just bringing up breath pressure. We don't want that when we're singing. We need a very little bit of breath while we're singing, a very little bit of controlled exhale. But just to demonstrate, the abs are the ones that send the breath in. So when you're singing, you do not want your abs coming in all the way, especially for a normal phrase. Now, when we breathe in, if the abs and pelvic floor or bathroom area muscles are relaxed, we get an expansion in the belly if we relax this area. If this area is tight, we're going to be breathing up here instead. And that's not the breath for singing. The breath for singing is down here, but it's passive. So if you stick your belly out on purpose, which many people do in an attempt to take a low diaphragmatic breath, if you stick your belly out on purpose, you'll notice that that's going to make the whole body tight, especially the back of your tongue and your throat. So notice, stick your belly out, take a breath, sense what's going on in here, and you can't control it. You certainly don't want to sing with that kind of tightness because nothing's going to work for you if you're tight, especially if the back of your tongue is tight. So singing is very simple. It's relaxing the belly muscles, relaxing the pelvic floor muscles. The diaphragm does its job automatically, and the expansion is passive. However, there's part two to this. If the throat is having any constriction in here, what's going to happen is the breath is going to come and it's going to hit it like a brick wall, so to speak. You're going to start running out of breath as you're singing, and then your abs are going to lock up on you, and you will not be able to take a diaphragmatic breath anymore. So it's sort of like you turn a hose, you turn the spigot, and the water's coming out of the hose, and it's coming out. This is your hose, right? And it gets here, and you have a crimp in your hose right there in your throat, and so you get this backup of pressure, and the whole thing doesn't work. The air has to have a place to go to, and the place it goes to is right by your vocal cords to make sound. It's your energy source. So in order for the breath to have a place to go and a function in your voice, you've got to relax the throat so that it can flow. So you have to learn them both at the same time. So for example, a closed throat you could feel by just making a noisy breath. It really feels like there's very little air coming through there. It doesn't feel easy. And a lot of us are used to that closed space, so it even can feel normal for a lot of people. Maybe not that closed, but maybe a little bit closed. Now, if you think of a totally deep, silent breath, inhale and exhale, like you will start to be aware of a spaciousness here and a lot more air flowing. And when you breathe like that, in that open throat, you can sing forever without ever feeling that your abs have to come in and lock. So I'm going to give you a couple exercises to feel this. And here they are. So one is to sit down on the floor, cross-legged, if you're able to. If not, use a chair, and you can do the same thing. And we'll start with our hands on our knees. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually do something that will make your abs tight so that you can relax your abs in a tight position so that you learn to relax your abs when you're standing. This is just a little bit easier than standing. So we're just going to do a twist. So one arm comes behind you, the other arm goes to the opposite knee, and you look over your opposite shoulder, but you're sitting up straight, you're not going back. In this position, you will feel your abs tighten, but you're also able to soften them. Let them kind of drop down from your rib cage and get bigger, softer, and more relaxed. And then try this. And you should feel a lot of movement, passive movement. It's never pushed. Passive movement onto the other side as well. So I'm in this position, I relax first, the abs, and I feel this very powerful pump. And I feel the air coming through my throat, just like that. Another one is kneeling, because we have different layers of abdominal muscles. And here you are like this, and relax your abs. You kind of feel fatter, softer. Further down, they kind of drop down. Relax your pelvic floor, that's your bathroom muscles. And again, a passive bounce. Now we'll add sound to it. So let's go like this. So think of open throat as airflow. Open throat, for purposes of this video, is like flowing air, the space of the silent breath. So that would be, let's go like this. A nice loud E. And if you do it right, each sound is identical. It doesn't get weaker, and you don't run out of breath, and your belly bounces evenly. If your throat closes, you know what's going to happen? Your abs are going to tighten to push more breath pressure, because it feels exactly like you've run out of air. But you haven't run out of air. You've only run out of airway. You don't need a lot of breath to sing at all. Hope this clears up some information for you. Stay tuned for my next video. And I have some older videos that explain the open throat in 3 dimensions, because it is a 3-dimensional object. And I'll briefly say that the space of the silent breath, or what Estelle calls retraction, is the horizontal open throat. The depth dimension is the back of the tongue. And so we want to keep the tongue relaxed. If the tongue goes into your throat or gets tight, you will be closing your throat in the back. So we want to make sure the tongue is weightless and soft and just floating in your mouth, filling your mouth with big, soft, fat, relaxed tongue. So if you want to feel the relaxed tongue, take a breath through your mouth and feel the cool air come down the back of your tongue. And that's a whole other lesson. But for now, this is just the basics of vocal technique. It's how to sing, it's how to use your voice, it's how to breathe diaphragmatically as quickly as I could show you. So I will talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye.